Erwin, you are going to turn a very wonderful age of 93 in April.
That's correct.
So you have seen quite a lot in your life.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You are not only a World War II veteran, but you have many, many stories about a range of topics. If you were talking to the next generation, what would you like to impart to them?
Oh, I'd like to tell them there's a world out there, and get away from your computer and get out there and see that world. There are mountains to climb, there are caves to go into, and there are things to do. I took advantage of my Navy days. Every time we went to port, you know, I spent time in the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. I'm a 4 invasion man, incidentally. I made the invasion of Sicily, Salerno, Normandy, and southern France. And after that, I went out to the Pacific for the better part of 6 or 7 months toward the end of the war. I would say the Navy was a great adventure to me. I'm sorry I left it. I wanted to stay in it, but my wife had enough. And my marriage was more important than anything else. I had a very good marriage. We were married 56 years, and I lost her 10 years ago. But she's a marvelous person. And but the things I did while I was in the service, I would never have been able to have done otherwise. How does a guy from the Bronx go to the home of the French Foreign Legion? There's only one way going to do that, and that's to go to Oran, which is near, not too far from Algiers. And the home of the French Foreign Legion at that time was like 50 miles away from Oran. There's a crazy American sailor goes to the home of the of the French Foreign Legion. That was an adventure. Got to Naples, I kept looking at Mount Vesuvius, and I said, I'm going to climb that thing. And I did. I climbed there with a group of people, a group of sailors from my ship. We started out, maybe 12 of us, maybe 14 of us. Only 4 of us made it. The skinniest guys made it because we were the only ones that could breathe on the way up. The heavy boys couldn't handle it anymore. They got halfway up and had to turn around and go down. We went up Serpentine. We couldn't go up straight. You had to go down. Coming down, we came down straight. There was a young boy named Roger. He was one of my kids in a radio room. He was a radio technician. He wasn't a radio operator. And he was like a kid brother to me. And I hauled him around a lot of places. And when we came down, he came down Mount Vesuvius first. We came down straight. And I came down immediately after him. And he tumbled. And as I passed him, I miraculously reached out and tried to grab him, to right him. I heard his uniform rip, but I couldn't turn around to see if anything happened, because I would have done the same thing. I would have tumbled. When I got to the bottom, I turned around, and by some freak of circumstances, I had righted him on the way down. He just was able to get his balance because I went past and grabbed him at that particular time. So,
are you sure you're not a Libra?
No, I'm a Taurus. I'm a very stubborn person. Taurus. That's one of the reasons I could do all these things. I bucked everybody that said you're crazy. Everybody said you're nuts, don't do that, but I did it. So.